When a gay bondage bear and a tranny beat up 3 black gang members, who committed the hate crime? Trigger warning. If you think you need a trigger warning, then I have to admit this video is not going to be for you. You probably want to switch off now. I'm going to do live streams on Sundays, and I'll just put the link in the chat because, you know, very few people are going to be there, if anyone. So anyone can call in and tell me to, quote, kill myself, faggot, like they do on BitChute. I figure, you know, the whole Sixth Amendment issue of facing your accusers, that if you're going to talk about people in Comicsgate, you should give them a chance to come on and not defend themselves, because I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but at least to explain their side of a position. That's really the only fair way to do it. I got a Discord, so I will figure out how that works in a few days. It's just the title name, Bianca Fights the Zombies. I have no idea what Discord is, but I've heard very bad things. I have heard it is cancer. And still nobody has offered to sell me their cyber frog. But I guess, to be fair, not a lot of people are watching these videos, so they probably didn't get the message. Fair enough. And I saw someone was doing 100 subs giveaway, but I don't know, I'll do that at the end of the stream. That seems so cheesy, but then I do have a lot of, like, I'm going to a convention in a couple of weeks, and I will be buying books there and getting them signed. So I guess I could give 100 subs giveaway to somebody who wants a signed book, but I'll show you what those are afterwards. This is The Pride by Joe Glass. There's so much in it, I don't know how I'm going to get through it in 10 minutes. Gay pride worldwide. Oh, okay. Have you ever felt like you didn't matter? Have you ever felt misrepresented? Have you ever felt that there's no one out there to fight for you? Have you ever felt alone? You are not alone. I'm standing very close to you, right behind you, naked, erect, throbbing. This is supposedly a kid's book. Joe Glass is a degenerate pervert. Not because he's gay, because he's a degenerate pervert. Writing this book with adult humor for children is bizarre. Okay. Gay pride worldwide, the 24 words. We must secure the existence of the Marxist agenda and a future where we can give children hormone blockers and have sex with them. Joe Glass, you probably know who he is. This book is ostensibly for children, but it has perverted adult sex jokes. Only a degenerate would sell this to a child. It should be called Straw Man the Comic. I get that Glass is trying to show an assortment of the hassles that gays experience every day. Fair enough. But he includes so many examples of people hating gays that you would think they were in the Middle East. Oh, you want to hear my joke that I wisely cut out? After that, I was going to say, got him! But my punchline was, sorry, I have the comedic timing of pancreatic cancer. But even my joke making fun of myself is just not funny. And if you think I'm going to edit that last part out, you'd be wrong. The thing is, people being rude to gays isn't a big deal. People are rude to everyone. You just walk it off and don't endlessly whine about it. As for the gay bashing, it's pretty rare, unless you're in an Islamic area in England. But you can't judge them. It's a part of their religion. You know, the whole bit in the Quran about stoning them to death. But other than that, and the other part about throwing them from a high place as the preferred method of execution, but other than that, it's the religion of peace. I mention this because the bad guys in this book are, wait for it, Christians who are, of course, white. Except Christians don't execute gays. Muslims do. Does Joe Glass not have DuckDuckGo? I would show the images, but one of my videos about EVS was age restricted. So I guess I touched a nerve with someone. Someone got a little sand in their vagina. This comic has all these half-dressed gay dudes talking to children. The whole scene is creepy. Think of it this way. Would you want a strange man talking to your daughter alone? All I'm saying is leave the kids alone with your creepy agenda. You could convert them after they are 18. I love the gays, yada yada, virtue signal. But there is a part of the LGBT community that preys on children. They're trying to include a P in the acronym. After all, age has no number. Yes, it does. It's 357. That's the magic number that stops predators at 1,300 feet per second. The next scene, you see a bad guy with the Bible. Perhaps he was thinking of the Quran 780. It says they must be stoned to death. That's why ISIS does it. There are actually 9 places in the Hadith and Surah calling for the death of homosexuals. Actually, both Jewish and Muslims' teachings condemn homosexuality, but I guess Joe Glass didn't do his research or just really hates Christians. I am sure either scenario is equally positive. Then, hysterically enough, the next scene is in England where 3 white guys are harassing homosexuals, so a transsexual BDSM master has to beat them up. Joe Glass lives in the UK. He knows that the only people that beat up gays are immigrants from Pakistan and Africa. They also run the child grooming gangs, and that just probably lost me 20 subs again. But Joe Glass would never address that issue. I guess he hates children. He should team up with EVS so they can punch them together. The whole comic is white man bad. The whole thing obviously annoys me because it's so contrary to the truth. Then there's a bizarre scene where a gang harasses some kids for some reason. The kids are, of course, a white and black kid, but the gang is Mexican, black, and white. Joe, that isn't how gangs work. Most gangs are Latino or black. Sometimes in the South there'll be a few mixed white and black gangs. But in most cities, blacks and Mexican gangs hate each other. People aren't purse puppies. They won't behave the way you wish they would. Blacks and Mexicans are very racist against everyone. They aren't liberal bleeding pussies. There goes another 10 subs. The gay superhero is called White Trash, but nobody else in the group is given a racist, insulting appellation. Hope I pronounced that right. It's an elitist, racist term and also classist, discriminating based on poverty. Then the kid's dialogue is so awkward and cringy. Joe Glass has to ram it where it doesn't belong. It feels so forced. It's painful to listen to. Kid says, "We know you ain't no cigarette," words I can't say on YouTube. Kids don't talk like this. Only in Joe's NPC fantasy does this happen. But to his credit, he does have the black kids say it. I think because Joe's in the UK, he didn't get the memo from Al Ewing that every protagonist has to be blonde. There is this weird scene where 3 black guys are chasing a homosexual, which I have to admit is something you almost never see, either in a comic or, to be fair, in reality. But the colorist refused to draw them black. He draws them light gray. It's so unbelievably stupid. Oh, and every gay basher calls them bundles of sticks or cigarettes instead of fruit, fairy, butt pirate, ass bandit, stool pusher, whatever. RuPaul and Bondage Bear come to the rescue. When a gay BDSM bear and a tranny beat up 3 black gang members who committed the hate crime. I don't know, but Anderson Vanderbilt, my family-owned slave, so I had to change my name Cooper, would blame Trump and advise that he invade Syria to protect Israel. I mean, for peace. And there goes 20 more subs. Each scene is a more bizarre and obvious straw man than the previous. There are another bunch of intolerant white Christians outside an abortion clinic who are protesting infanticide, as is their First Amendment right to do so. But Joe Glass can't have reality get in the way of his narrative. So we have one of them attempt to murder a woman with a brick who, of course, is going inside to murder her baby. Terminate a lump of cells. Abortion isn't my issue, but it really triggers the liberals on Twitter. So, clam diver, box licker, carpet muncher, fuzz bumper, Black Wonder Woman has to protect the woman so she can go ahead and kill her baby. They have a superhero meeting to join forces and fight Christians together. There is a mildly amusing scene where the tranny annoys everyone by insisting on adding a T to the acronym. I gotta admit, it's a little funny. And to be fair, some of the stuff in the book is not bad. If you just had someone edit it. There are grammatical errors in the book. There, not in this issue, but later on issues, there are 2 errors where someone wrote your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, for your, twice. In case you don't remember, it's a contraction of you are. Your, you are, as opposed to the possessive your. Now, I'm no grammar aficionado. I'm dyslexic and very bad at grammar myself, but I know the basic rules. Listen, if you have a project, it doesn't matter if it's an Indiegogo campaign, which I've noticed some of the Comicsgate guys have grammatical errors in their Indiegogo, which isn't a big deal necessarily unless you're the writer. Then it is a huge deal. I talked to one guy, and he said he would send me the next Indiegogo campaign. I said, dude, I will edit it for free. I mean, it's a couple minutes to go through correct the basic errors, right? I can't correct anything fancy. But you can give comics to people for free. They will read them and edit the obvious errors. I'm sure you've got friends in the industry or even fans. You say, hey, let me toss you this script. I'll PayPal you $20. How about that? You edit it, you find a mistake, or just for your time, $20. I know your time's probably worth more than that, but at least it's kind of like not a foot in the door, but at least a connection with the industry. So, I mean, if you're having these comics, hey, send them. I know who's going to take me up on this offer, but send me your comics, send me your Indiegogo, email it to me, and I will gladly run through it and correct the obvious grammatical errors. They talk about being role models for young gay kids, and that is where we run into problems. Most non-degenerates don't want little kids thinking about sex. Kids don't think about sex until puberty. Most parents don't want their kids brainwashed by perverts like Joe Glass. In no way, shape, or form should children read this propaganda. The only people who will buy for their kids are white, liberal, single moms who can't wait to brag on Twitter that their kid is gay. There's a scene where a shy young member strips in front of the other gay members. Would you give your kids a comic where a beautiful young woman strips in front of a group of men? The lady whose specialty is that she is a BDSM dominatrix mentions pornography. None of this is appropriate as a kid's book. This whole book is just Joe's sick fantasy. Oh, I forgot. Every character is an obvious ripoff of an established character. Even Wolverine is called Wolf. Do I tell my gay bar joke here? Probably not a good idea. I'm already in trouble with YouTube. Then, predictably, there's a bar scene where white man bad for a few pages. I guess Joe Glass doesn't know any black people. They will make fun of gays all day, every day. But Joe seems to ignore that. Or I guess he doesn't have black friends. Hey Joe, I have black friends. You really don't want to know what they say about the gays. So the two invulnerable superpowered freaks beat up everyone in the bar because one of them called them a queer. But at no point are Superman or Wolverine in danger. They literally cannot be hurt by mere mortals. They're just torturing people to fulfill Joe Glass's power fantasy. Literally nothing anyone in the bar can do can hurt them. They are bulletproof. They won't even feel a punch. All they have to do to avoid conflict is leave the bar, not mutilate a group of innocent bystanders. Of course, all white guys. All this horse feathers was just in one issue. Now let's look at something else. This guy emailed me this image. I'm gonna screw it up. It's for his platoon or regiment or his military something. They're the machine gunners, I guess. And they use this for a patch or a flag or something cool like that. And he said, I can take the unicorn horn off or whatever. And I think it would be cool if instead of a unicorn horn would be like two devil's horns or maybe antlers, like a deer antlers, be kind of like a pan creature, a creature in the wild. How dope is that? The teeth are bullets. The teeth are 30 caliber bullets or 223s or whatever the hell they use. How dope is that? Because I have another channel that I was going to use for other stuff, and it's still this. I mean, I preview channels there. Anyway, so I drew my own drawing on it to show people my skull icon. And this guy obviously said, "Oh, dude, you suck. I can do something better." And so he emailed me this image, which is kick-ass. I think he called this a rough sketch, and he's going to ink it in or something. But I mean, it's kind of fine as is. I guess I could print it out myself and ink it myself, even though I don't know how to ink. But I could print out a few copies and give it a shot. So I thought this was just the most kick-ass thing I've ever seen. And as soon as I get on my laptop, I'll use this for my all my BitChute accounts. I mean, my Patreon, my YouTube channels, that kind of thing. It's just about the coolest thing I've ever seen. I guess he's anonymous for other stuff, so I won't mention his name unless he wants me to give credit to the artist. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode.